MACS began in 2002-2003 when Keith Reimer came to our director, and Keith Reimer is the director of Best Education Foundation, and gave an idea when we moved over to the new Harris Hill building that we might be able to support a program over here showcasing our students with special needs. So in the summer of 2003, Keith came to me and asked me to come upstairs to see his PowerPoint, and he had put together a PowerPoint about an idea he had. And he had already selected the name, the MACS program, standing for Meeting and Catering Services. And he went through his ideas and his brainstorming thoughts that he had about the future MACS program. And I was sold immediately. Went upstairs, talked to my director and my coordinator, and they thought it was a wonderful idea. And the fact that we had support from administration in a new building, we presented it to Dr. Colwell not shortly after that, and he supported it fully, and we moved forward. Best Education Foundation gave us a $1,000 grant to get our program started. With that grant, we were able to purchase a metal cart from Sam's. We purchased a popcorn machine and a smaller cart to transport our goods on. We had 4 students. We hired our first job coach, and we began the program in 2003-2004 with 4 students and 1 job coach.
One of the responsibilities that I have here is to run the Education Foundation, and once we presented this to them, the members of the community, they embraced it right away. So we provided a seed grant to get them started. It was only $1,000 at the time, but it was enough to get them started with the basic tools that we needed to present meetings and gradually ease into the service aspect with the students. But our foundation has been just supportive of it since day one. You know, one of the things that we saw was we had paraprofessionals that were going out and driving, you know, on their time to get snacks and Cokes for meetings. Really, this posed a lot of questions. One, insurance, they're out driving vehicles during the time. They had to get receipts, reimbursed, and then every storeroom was full of candy and food. So by centralizing all of this and taking that burden away from the paraprofessionals, we're able to be more efficient in the meetings. We have a meeting room booking system which works, that gives the students each week a guideline through the job coaches as to who's going to be in the meeting room, how they need to set up the room. We leave it basic setups and what kind of snacks that we use for that. The feedback that we get from the paraprofessionals is that it's eliminated a lot of the things they've had to do. Now they book the meeting, they know it's going to be set up by the MACS students, and their snacks will be there. They're only billed for what they use, so there's not stockpiling, there's not invoices and receipts going around. That's helped in a lot of ways in the business and let the kids learn those skills.
I think one of my favorite things about being a job coach is when you see something that a student hasn't been able to do in the beginning, and you work with them, and after maybe a few months may go by, they learn how to do it. And I think it's so exciting to be able to share in that victory when they learn how to do it, and they get so excited, and we get excited, and it builds them up, and they just feel so good about themselves. I think that I think it's important to take advantage of every teachable moment, and throughout the day there are so many of them, and I think that it's nice to be able to share in the personalities that the students offer.
I think the biggest challenge is the diversity of the kids. They're all generally have different needs, and they all do things at different speeds. Obviously, we have some that are not really fast and some that move too fast. So you kind of have to work with those the difference in the kids, but you learn that as you go. You learn their abilities and how they do things, and you kind of work with them as you go. So that's probably the toughest thing, is just the diversity of them.
I think it's important to laugh and just enjoy everything about them. I think it's so important that they are in a safe environment. They know that they can be comfortable making mistakes, and there's not going to be any strong reprimand. But to teach them that every job skill is so important. We talk about teamwork. We talk about we try to make everything as real world as we can, so that when they get in a real job, they can feel comfortable and know how to deal with different situations that may arise in a real job.
I know that the skills that we're learning in the kitchen would be able to help them be able to go and work in just about any job program. Some are faster than others, some are a little more accurate than others, but when they first started, we gave them a knife, a sharp knife, and some of the kids I don't think had ever had a sharp knife in their hand before. And just to watch them kind of check that out and see how that works, and then learn the things that they need to learn, like not just chopping, but cutting so that you have more precise pieces. And I got really excited the other day because Jasmine, he cut the apples up, he made them all the right size, he hadn't been doing that, and then he did all the other fruit and put the salad together. The next thing I knew, he had these little fruit cups ready to go with the lids on. He was done. And he didn't need any help. So he has come from not even probably using a knife before to really knowing what he was doing. And that those kinds of skills can roll over into jobs in food service of just about any kind. School cafeterias are great places for these kids to take some of their skills. So I'm just excited that they're learning how to do things, and the measuring and all the stuff that they're doing as far as the cooking is great. So, and they're learning to serve. They're serving people too, and that's the other thing that's really important. And to learn to give back, and that's some programs that we're going to do. We're going to do some March of Dimes stuff and some other things with the kids to teach them that we don't just go out there and do stuff for our own self, but we do stuff for other people to help the community. So it's good.
We've had many businesses take our students and help them further their career opportunities. We've had some that have worked at Pancho and Lefty's as a server. We've had them working at Home Depot. Library, we have one student who is a former MACS student, is currently working full-time at our Nicholson Library, doing shelving for the big reference materials. We now have 6 students and 2 full-time job coaches to sustain our full-time job training program for students who are over 18, who have earned all their credits, and who need continued vocational training in a specific skill set. We're very excited about where we're headed. The students are learning additional skill sets that will take them beyond the MACS program.